Today I'm making some Kouign Amann, an amazing pastry you've probably never heard of. When I told you about it in person, you were probably like, Kouign what? Pause here real quick if you want to write down the ingredients. Alright, first I'm going to totally block the shot because I don't know what I'm doing. This is 500 grams of bread flour, 180 grams of fresh soft wheat, 15 grams salt, and 7 grams of yeast. Mixing it all up with my favorite Dutch spoon, then slam it into the KitchenAid. I should be a little softer in my approach. Don't forget the dough hook.
This hand takes a lot more effort than the other one.
Yes, Diamond, this hand does take more effort than the other one. Now we're going to add 440 grams of water and give her a mix. You should mix this for about 3 to 4 minutes. Look at that, love the magic of editing. Boom, done. Remove the dough and put it in a lightly greased bowl. I like to give it a quick spin and a spanking for good luck. Don't forget the lid. Let the dough rest for 90 minutes. After that, I like to wrap it in a rectangular pan so it's easier to roll out tomorrow morning for laminating. Now I'm going to make the butter block. I use Kerrygold, but any butter with 82% butter fat will do. Typically, it's the expensive stuff. I want this butter block to be about 9.5 by 7.5 inches, and to get that, I'm doing a little parchment paper origami. It would be so much nicer if butter blocks came pre-molded, but they'd probably be overpriced, and I'd be doing this anyway, so here we are. Let's get this butter into position and start beating the hell out of it. Don't go easy on it, no need to, you really gotta let it have it. This pounding makes the butter more malleable and easier to shape. This took me about 20 minutes. It's a fantastic stress reliever. Once your butter block is sufficiently beaten down to the proper measurement, go ahead and toss it into the fridge and let it rest overnight. Next morning, laminating time. I forgot to turn my microphone on, so there's no audio. This would have been fantastic audio, but I had a cold and I was tired. The process of laminating dough is easier than it sounds. I'm rolling out the dough, placing the butter block inside, sealing it up, and doing lots of folding. The best kind of folding, actually, because there is no laundry involved. Since our butter block is 7.5 by 9.5 inches, I'm getting this dough measured to 10 by 14 inches so I can place the butter block inside, fold it over, seal it in place, and then start the folds. Once in place, it's time to roll it out to 11 by 18 inches. Now we do our first of 5 letter folds. Letter folds give this pastry all its flaky layers. Through this whole process, we'll be doing 5 letter folds, which will be equivalent to 243 buttery layers. It's true. Go look it up. We repeat the process. Each letter fold exponentially adds layers. Once it's rolled back to 11 by 18 inches, we do our second letter fold. Be careful to make sure these letter folds are nice and even. It makes for easier rolling. After all this torture, the dough is going to need about a 30-minute rest. Let it relax, let it think about what it's done. Alright, time for more folds. Slap that dough down, seam on the left. I try to keep it consistent. Roll it back out to 11 by 18 inches. Ooh, listen to that tasty audio. And look how fast that was. Make sure the butter is even. If you're not careful, layers can tear and your folds will be sad. Third letter fold. I'm struggling a bit trying to get this even. You see that? But it's okay. It's malleable. We'll get there. Rest another 30 minutes. The rest time not only helps the gluten relax, making the rolling process easier, it also helps chill the butter so your folds don't start leaking. No one likes a leaky fold. Now we'll be doing our sugar letter folds. I've got 2 bowls with 150 grams of turbinado sugar in each bowl. Roll the dough out, again, to 11 by 18 inches. Cover the dough with sugar and using the rolling pin really push that sugar in there. I prefer using turbinado sugar, but granulated sugar works too. This is the 4th letter fold, really pushing this dough to its limit, not going to rest this time between folds, jumping right into rolling it out again 11 by 18 inches. I didn't quite make the dough even here, and them folds look like something. I just can't quite put my finger on it. Now I'm putting more sugar on the dough, then doing one more letter fold. With 2 sugar letter folds, that makes 9 scrumptious layers of sugar. Seriously, do the math. Okay, last time. Roll it out to 11 by 18 inches, add the other 150 grams of sugar, and do the 5th and final letter fold. That gives us all 243 buttery, sugary, magical layers. Wrap it in cellophane or whatever you've got and let it relax for 2 hours. Now we're down to shaping time. 2 hours later, we're smashing it again, rolling it out to 17 by 13 inches. The butter has firmed back up, so we need to get a little violent with it again to get it into shape. Add that last 50 grams of sugar. Trim the edges to bring the rectangle to 16 by 12 inches. Save those scraps, they're going to be tasty in just a bit. To cut even, I like to make a little template. Each square should be about 4 by 4 inches. Fold each corner into the center and place the pastry into a greased jumbo muffin pan. Cover loosely and refrigerate overnight. Meanwhile, scrap time. I've got these tasty little scraps I'm going to braid, or, well, attempt to braid. I'm showing you right now that I don't know how to braid. I'm just making it up, left one here, right one there, who cares? Just spin it all together. Onto parchment paper, proof for 2 hours, bake, and boom. Time to get some snacking on. I forgot the audio again, we're just going to eat. Next day, final bake. Press the centers in and let them rest at room temperature for 45 minutes. While they're resting, preheat the oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. When they're done resting, bake them for 40 minutes until they're nice and brown. Pop them out while they're hot so they don't stick, otherwise you will lose your mind after all of that work and all of those folds going to ruin. Let them rest upside down so they don't collapse on themselves. Right now the bottoms are so wet and gooey and hot and sugary, they can't really hold themselves, so they end up just imploding, if you will. After 30 to 60 minutes, flip them back over. Now they can hold their own weight. Go get a job. Time for these birds to fly. Now I'm going to try to get some good audio of one of these Kouign Amanns while everyone is talking in the background. Really should have told people to be quiet. But anyway, that's that. Second video in the books. Got this recipe from the baking school book put out from King Arthur's Baking Company. Hope you try this out and enjoy. Thanks for watching.
You guys have a fire extinguisher?